Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to talk about Insure for Windows. Here's the agenda for today's video. We're going to be discussing installing on Windows for Insure instrumenting the application, exercising the instrumented application, and then reviewing the results from Insure. So for installing on Windows, you can just download the installer executable that we have on our customer portal. Running that will begin to the installation process, and you'll be able to choose the location of where you want to install Insure. And once installed, it'll go ahead and place its run configurations and be ready for supported in the following Visual Studio versions. Insure does run in the background, and when we get to instrumenting the application, you basically create a new build configuration with Insure as you can see in the screenshot. When you create it based on this build configuration, it'll begin to instrument the application and run through all of the source files to instrument them and be able to look for those memory leaks. You can instrument it just by simply building your application, just build solution or rebuild solution, and that'll actually begin the instrumentation process. You can also do this on the command line by invoking that that build configuration from Insure to begin instrumenting your application. Once you have your application instrumented, you can go ahead and exercise your application. You just go ahead and run that executable that was created, or click on that local Windows debugger, and that'll run the application in your IDE. And once it's instrumented with Insure and now it's running, you will see all the memory leaks appear in the Insure window, the Insure window, defining where everything is. As you're exercising your application, it'll show up with any of the memory violations there and provide the information in that window. And as you're reviewing the results, it'll actually show you the stack trace, the memory blocks that were being used. It'll show you the line of code where it's at. This is all by default showing in the INSRA. You can have the output sent in a text file or even on the command line if you want it output that way. All these violations information is documented, so that you can find the documentation of what these violations mean and how to begin to triage and fix them. And we also even provide the CW, the common weakness enumeration, so that way you can even line this up to more information online of like how much this vulnerability is. So let's go ahead and jump over and show some of this process. So here we have the executable installer, and once you download that from our customer portal, you can just go ahead, double click, and you'll go ahead and run the installation. So I recommend installing it in your own Parasoft folder. That way you have full rights permission and everything that's good in there. So we just go ahead and click on next, and we can see that's ready to go ahead and install. So we'll go ahead and let it run, let it finish up, and we'll see how Insure runs. All right, all finished. Let's go ahead and launch Insure. It's going to go ahead and launch it in the background. You can see here it's instrumenting the libraries for those run configurations. So we'll just give it some time, and once it's ready, we'll go ahead and start up Visual Studio. And now that it's launched, this is our Insure window. This window is just where it's going to show us all the instrumentation, the application that is instrumented running, and the memory leaks from this window. To actually get it to run, we have to go to our Visual Studio. So I'll go ahead and double click on it to launch, and I'll go ahead and open up one of our solutions. So now that our solution is opened up, we can see here that we have some C++ source files. To begin with, just go over here to the top and hit the drop down from here and come over to Configuration Manager. From the Configuration Manager, you need to make sure that there is an Insure x64 or an Insure Win32 run configuration created for this. If there isn't one, you can go ahead and create a new run configuration that you can copy from. Currently, they're not showing because they're already made, but you essentially just create a new one and copy it from either the existing Insure 64 or Win32, depending on how you build your application. Same from here, as you can see. There they are this time. And once you create your run configuration, you use that run configuration to build your application with. So now that we have them built, we can see that and created. We can see that we have the run configurations already set up. We'll go ahead and choose Insure x64, and I'll go over to the project right here. And right here, I'll just go ahead and click Clean, just to make sure we have a clean project. And then right-click over it again and select Build. And once I select it, we can see an Insure real quick. Make sure that once you install the tool, I forgot, you must license your product. This error code right here, cl.exe 171, that is a common error code that means that your tool is not licensed. So again, if you see this error code of 171, this means that your license is not valid. So to license Insure++, come to the Insure++ window over here and go to Help and select License. You can actually choose to either send us the machine ID and we can provide a local license, or if you have an Insure++ server, server edition, if you actually have a licensed server with Insure++ license on it, you can actually connect to it through here, which I'm going to. And once you have it in there and saved, you have the tool now licensed. And now that we have it licensed, let's go back over here, right click and build solution. And if I go back here, we can see it's instrumenting our source files. So we'll give it some time so that we can instrument our entire project. And once that it's instrumented, we'll go ahead and exercise the application. All right, and looks like everything's finished, built successfully. We're ready to now exercise the application. So I'll just go back to Visual Studio and I'll just go ahead and click on Local Windows Debugger. And now the application is running. And if we go to Insure++, we can see that it is executing. And as it launched, we can see that it actually came up with it found a couple of memory leaks already. And let me just kind of move this off to the side just a tad and move this a bit over too so we can actually see the windows. Because as I'm exercising the application, we can see we found another memory leak. And if I were to click on here, we found another one. So as you can see, as I'm exercising the application, the window over here was actually increasing in finding memory leaks. So I'll just go ahead and come to File and exit the application to be exit. And now we can see my Insure++ window. I have found a couple of defects in here, and it provides me information of where they're all at. So I can even click on the coverage summary, and this just shows me how much memory blocks of coverage were tested. The leak summary, how much memory leak allocation was done, and a problem summary, which actually shows me all of the violations that were found during the exercise application. We can even click on each one, and we actually get more information about it. Can even scroll down and see where exactly how it all came to be and where it began, the lines and the memory blocks that were used, as well as a snippet right here of where the line of code it was. I can even click on this, and it'll actually take me right over to the line of code, to where this happened at. We also have documentation for this violation, so we can even take a look at it from there. And we can even save this report as later, or save it as an RPT file or as a text file so that we can pass it around or even load it into here later. And this is running Insure++. Another thing that we could do, let me go to messages and clear them all. If I were to just clean the solution and just select it, I could actually just click on Local Windows Debugger right here, and it'll begin to instrument automatically. And then once it's finished instrumenting, it'll just go ahead and run the application. So you can just right click over it to clean, rebuild the solution, or build it to just instrument, or you can just click on the Local Windows Debugger right here just to begin to exercise the application, and it'll go ahead and instrument the application and then run the application like so. So it's kind of a quicker way, just to, if you know everything's ready and you're ready to just run on the test, run on the application to begin your testing of this, as you can see. And then File, exit. All right, thank you. That's actually how to install and run Insure++ for Windows. Have a nice day.